Welcome to this guided meditation. In this sacred moment, let us immerse ourselves in the wisdom and spirituality of Saint Padrepio, a beloved saint renowned for his deep connection with God and his extraordinary gifts of healing and prophecy. Through this meditation, we will explore 3 points that invite us to contemplate the life and teachings of Saint Padrepio, drawing inspiration from his words and example. Point 1. The power of prayer and trust. Reflect on Padre Pio's profound words. Quote, "Prayer is the best weapon we possess. It is the key that opens the heart of God." Unquote. Contemplate the significance of prayer in Saint Padre Pio's life and how it became his source of strength and communion with God. Also consider the insight of Saint Padre Pio. Quote, "My past, O Lord, I entrust to your mercy, my present to your love, my future to your providence." Unquote. Visualize Saint Padre Pio in prayer, seeking God's guidance and surrendering every aspect of his life to the divine will. Reflect on the power of trust in God's providence, as exemplified by this saintly friar. Let us now pause and reflect for a few minutes. Point 2. Embracing suffering with love. Shift your focus to St. Padre Pio's acceptance of suffering with love. Reflect on his words, quote, "Jesus is with you even when you don't feel his presence. He is never so close to you as he is during your spiritual battles." Unquote. Contemplate how St. Padre Pio bore the stigmata and endured constant physical and spiritual trials, all while maintaining a deep love for Christ. Consider the wisdom of Padre Pio, who said, quote, "In suffering we find consolation in knowing that God considers us worthy of his love." Unquote. Visualize St. Padre Pio's serenity in the face of suffering, embracing it as a means of uniting with Christ's passion and offering it for the salvation of souls. Reflect on how we too can approach our trials with love and trust in God's plan. Let us now pause and reflect for a few minutes. Point 3. A life of compassion and service. Now consider Saint Padre Pio's life of compassion and service to others. Reflect on his words, quote, "Do not fear. Jesus is more powerful than all hell. Put all your trust in him." Unquote. Contemplate how Saint Padre Pio dedicated his life to the service of the sick, the suffering, and the spiritually needy, bringing God's love and healing to countless souls. Saint Padre Pio once said, quote, "Spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving happier." Unquote. Visualize the saintly friar radiating God's love and compassion to those in need, and how his ministry transformed lives. Consider how we too can emulate his example by sharing God's love and joy with those we encounter. Let us now pause and reflect for a few minutes. As we conclude, let's review the 3 points we've contemplated. We've explored the power of prayer and trust, the embrace of suffering with love, and a life of compassion and service, all through the lens of Saint Padre Pio's wisdom and example. May this meditation inspire us to deepen our prayer life, to embrace suffering with love, and to serve others with compassion, as Saint Padre Pio did. Let us resolve to draw closer to God through prayer, to find purpose in our suffering, and to be instruments of his love in the world. Dear Mother Mary, we humbly ask for your intercession to make up for anything lacking in our meditation. Amen. If you found comfort and reflection in this guided meditation, we invite you to consider subscribing to the Living the Faith YouTube channel. There you'll find an abundance of uplifting content that nurtures your spiritual growth and understanding.